Hey, good morning. Welcome to Christ and Crafting. I'm Lisa with Lisa Boone Designs, and I am going to be the host for today's event, and I am sharing myself out into the Crafty Bunch. So just bear with me while I try to find myself, and I just want to invite you to this day. It's going to be amazing because we have actually 2 events inside of the Crafty Bunch. So if you're not part of the Crafty Bunch, you definitely want to hop on over and join the group. It's a free group. It's a wonderful creative group where there's lots of inspiration, lots of different events, a beautiful array of women, people, a lot of presenters. And so every day, pretty much, there's something going on inside of the Crafty Bunch. So go ahead and invite yourself to that group. The link is in the description. And today's going to be a shorter. So we have 2 events on Sundays now. And so that's why I want you to go inside of the Crafty Bunch, because for the next 6 months, there's going to be a junk journal journey event, which is super, super fun. And I was supposed to be a part of it, and then I had a conflict. And then last minute, I got invited to come back in on a different time period. So I'm excited to be a part of it because I think the concept is super fun, where we actually will create a journal in pieces and then send it to the next person. So that is always so much fun whenever we can do collaborations like that, just kind of like the quilts that we did. So we're doing a journal this time around. So today, some of my friends that are joining me are Clifton's Crafty Casa. She's next up. I'll be sharing her into the Crafty Bunch. Heidi from Joyful Artistry by Heidi, Lydia, Studio Lydia Brigitte Design will be on today, and then Carol Adams from Carol's Adams Creations. Oh, hey! She is going to be closing us out. Then we're going to have a small break, and then the journal, travel journal, I can't remember now what I call it. What was the name of it? Anyway, that's going to start at 4 o'clock Central Time today. So make sure you're following all of the businesses that are with me, like Crafty's Casa Creation. Crafty's Clifton's Crafty Casa. I have 2 names in my head that I'm trying to get out. She's in this event today. So I wanted to do things just a little bit differently and have a more like thought out year. So I took some time. Say hope. I can't really see what you're, let me see if I can figure out what that says. Hobo? What's hobo? Boho. Boho's today. Are you part of that? I wasn't sure who was in the group. I can't remember because it was last minute and I was looking at everything last night trying to get it done. But anyway, so for the Christ and Crafting event, every month I've already planned out the themes. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I've already planned out the themes, and so today we're doing New Mercies. And of course that comes from Lamentations, that he gives us new mercies every day, and it's Lamentations 3:22-23. But did I actually, I was gonna quote it, but I guess not. I forgot to put it on here, but it is Lamentations 3:22-23. I want to talk about a fresh start. A lot of times we start thinking about along those veins in the new year. Of course, this isn't the biblical new year. It's our cultural new year. And we are famous for wanting to do everything right, wanting to get back on track. We ate bad. We spent too much, reshifting and getting a new perspective. And we start off with some great intentions. A lot of people like to do New Year's resolutions. I don't do that. I think it's a setup for failure for me. And then, or an intentional word for the year. I don't do any of that stuff, but I have been reflecting a lot, and where have I fallen short? What do I need to course correct? Where do I need to go from here? and I started reading Nehemiah, the book of Nehemiah, and I love that book. I hadn't read it in a while, and so it was really good to catch up. It's definitely something you can do in a morning. It's short. It's just 12 or 13 chapters, I believe. Good morning, Lisa. How are you today? And let me see. Luann. Good morning. Boho, you're right. No, I'm in the next few weeks. Okay, which one are you in? I'm in the vintage now, so I'm excited about that. Like I said, every Sunday there's going to be this journal event, which is so amazing. Make sure to get in the Crafty Bunch, and join it. So the book of Nehemiah is really awesome because it starts off, and I didn't even bring my Bible, but it starts off with this amazing reflection. And a lot of times we think about, God has mercy on us, but we also need mercy from other people. If we have failed Him or if we've done something wrong, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as we go along. But the heart of today's message is you don't have to have it all together to begin again. And it's easy to think about those things at the start of the new year, right? She's in the beginners group. Okay, awesome. I think you're going to have so much fun. So I have several scriptures. I'm just going to read them very quickly, and then we'll talk as we go along. I'm working in my prayer journal. So this is a journal that I started last year, and I had kind of stopped using it. And so at the start of this hour, I want to tell you, if you have a prayer request, please send it to me, because this is where those prayer requests go. But I'm going to be a little bit more intentional about putting even my own in there. But this journal is turning out to be super, super cool, and I love it. And I have where I just freeform write, and then sometimes I'll create pages like this and have little pieces that I put inside of it. I did this one on a live, actually. Super fun. So there's a lot here, and I love the way that it's turning out. So I really want to utilize this for all prayer requests. So I probably will use this book every month, unless something happens and something changes, right? Because we can change our minds. But that's my intention, because I want to make sure that I connect with you if you have prayer requests. And then if you have praise reports or an update to the prayer request, I would love to be able to jot that down and document it and look back and watch Him work. Because that's the other thing that's important, I think. And in the start of a new year or a new season, or, a new month, whatever it is, you moved, a new state, whatever the newness is, I think it's great to take some time and journal it out or write it out, pour your heart out in your book, so that you could go back and see His hand and see how things shifted and see how things got better and see how things moved. And so I want to encourage you to do that. If you've never done that before, I think it's a great thing. So I haven't written mine down yet, because I've been in reflection mode, and I want to sit down and I'm gonna write in here, maybe after I've done this page. I'm not sure, but I know that that's something that I want to do. So the book of Nehemiah, let me just start off with the beginning of the book. Nehemiah is the cupbearer to the king, and he's heard news about his home state, his hometown, Jerusalem. The walls had come down, and he's devastated, and he just can't believe that this has happened. Man, I wish I had my Bible, because there's certain things that he did. Let me see if I can. Do I have the Bible app on here? I don't think I do. But basically, go and read it. Right in the beginning, he says, it took his breath away. He sat down, and it hit him like a ton of bricks, because he connected. He associated himself with that tragedy. It wasn't like, we hear of tragedies all over our town or the next state over, and we just keep going, right? We usually are not shook by it. He was shook by it. And he was like, okay, he went in retrospect, but he also went into deep prayer. He went into fasting. It wasn't his problem. It wasn't in his direct life. It didn't affect him directly, but he took it that way. He took ownership of that problem, and he was like, what can I do? And he cried out to the Father, and he was in mourning, and he went through all the emotions, sadness, you know, and then he took a chance, and he went before the king and asked the king if he could go home and help with this situation. And that's just not something that you would do before the king. You never presented yourself sad before the king, and that's what he did. And the king asked him, but because he had been so faithful and so trustworthy, the king wanted to help him and gave him provision to get there. That's a whole other preaching moment there. But he goes there. Who is he, right? He's just a regular guy, but he takes ownership of the problem. He gathers everybody together, and he incites this, you know, just this, not incites, maybe he encourages everyone, and he gathers them together, and he presents this plan. We're going to do this. We're going to rebuild the walls of our hometown. And he creates this plan, and he creates all of this camaraderie, and he details the plan. And it's because he's been inspired by the Holy Spirit to have a plan, and he dishes it out, and you're going to do this, and this group is going to do this. And together is when we are the strongest. So this is one of his prayers. I just wanted to read this. Nehemiah 1:11. This is when, you know, he first figures it out. O Lord, I pray, please let your ear be attentive to the prayer of your servant and to the prayer of your servants who desire to fear your name. And let your servant prosper this day, I pray, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man, for I was the king's cupbearer. So in the beginning, he's the cupbearer. He's praying for direction, because he's like, okay, if this is you, if this is what you want me to do, give me mercy. Let this man have mercy on me, this king who ordinarily wouldn't have mercy on a request like this. If you're in this, show me by having him have mercy. And so we need God's mercy. We need it every day, because it's what gives us the strength to do the things that we need. And it's also what gives us the ability to know that we belong to him. And then Nehemiah 9:19 and 28. I'm going to read this really quickly. Yet in your manifold mercies, you did not forsake them in the wilderness, the Israelites. He's recapping this. And so I want to encourage you in this, because we all mess up. We all fall short. We make so many mistakes. Hi, Athena. Thank you for watching. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Yes. Hey, Carol. The pillar of the cloud did not depart from them by day to lead them on the road, nor the pillar of fire by night to show them light and the way they should go. But after they had rest, they again did evil before you. Therefore you left them in the hand of their enemies, so that they had dominion over them. Yet when they returned and cried out to you, you heard from heaven, and many times you delivered them according to your mercies. So that's what I want to say. We mess up. We mess up so much, and we go off track. And we do the things that we shouldn't do. We don't do the things that we should do. And if you belong to him, if you fear him, because he said, they did it again before you, therefore you left them, and then you should go. I can't see it. But if you fear him, that means if you serve him and reverence him and give your all to him, he doesn't depart from you, and he corrects you, and he'll take you back when you cry out to him. It's basically asking for forgiveness when you cry out to him. So they said, you heard from heaven. He hears our heart's cry. He hears when we need help, like when we're asking him, and then he gives us those mercies. He's delivered them according to your mercies. And Psalm 86:6 says, give ear, O Lord, to my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplications. It's basically saying, attend to my cry for mercy. Like, we need it. Like, where would we be without his mercy? like we don't deserve his mercy because we are filthy rags, right? We don't deserve his mercy, but yet he gives it to us again and again and again and again. And in Daniel, it says, "So now, our God, hear the prayers and petitions of your servant for your sake, O Lord. Cause your face to shine upon your desolate sanctuary. Incline your ear, O my God, and hear. Open your eyes and see the desolation of the city that bears your name. For we are not presenting our petitions before you because of a righteous act, but because of your great compassion. O Lord, listen. O Lord, forgive. O Lord, hear and act. For your sake, O my God, do not delay, because your city and your people bear your name." Daniel 9:17 through 19. And Psalm 103, 12 to 14 says, "As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions from us. As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. For he knows our frame. He is mindful that we are dust." Like, we are nothing. This is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the creator of all things. Like, who are we that he is mindful of us? But he is. Okay, somebody on YouTube is being rude. That's okay. So I want you, if you can, to read Psalm 103. Let me see, do I have time? Because I want to, like, remind us that although we are filthy rags, he loves us and he's redeemed us. If you are one of his children, he has redeemed us, and he wants the best for us. He wants us to have that heart's cry. So today in my prayer book, I wanted to put one of these scriptures on here. I think it's the Nehemiah one that I want to do. And I'm just going to write it out. I was going to print it and make something pretty, but sometimes there's something really special about your own handwriting, no matter what it looks like. But to have the heart's cry that even though we fail, and we fail often, even though we have a past, he still wants to use us, because he says he turns all things for our good. And it's the good of the Christian body. It's the good of the kingdom that he's looking at above all things. And yet he still looks at the individual. And so for our heart to cry out to, maybe we should do Psalm, but "Give ear, O Lord, to my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplication." I think that's the one we're going to write down. And we may even write down the other one. But I read a portion of Psalm 103. As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions. But read the whole thing, because it's super beautiful and it's encouraging, and it's a great way maybe to pray that every day, right? Pray it every day over yourself, over your life, because the more that you hear and the more that you say his word, the more encouraged, the stronger that you become, because it's hearing by the word of God that we are stronger. His mercy never fails us. Yes, his mercy never ever fails us. And so I'm going to go back to Facebook real quick and see if I can't see any comments. It might be a little bit easier on my laptop. If it'll stay open, that's my problem. But sometimes I can't, it starts to shut down even though I've changed it. So okay, again, we're working in my prayer book. If you have a prayer request, please let me know. All I did to prep, I honestly wanted it just to play. I didn't prep anything, but I didn't decide exactly what I was going to do. I didn't plan it. But I did gesso these 2 pages. This is just parchment paper that I have here so that my other papers don't get messed up. And then I glued 3 pages together somewhat. And so it makes it a little bit sturdier. See how it's not so, like, this is just one sheet. Oops, I got a little bit of glue on there. See, that's just one sheet. And this is, see how much, because I have the gesso, And because I glued the 3 pages together, it makes it a lot sturdier. So this is just a regular composition notebook that I covered up. I did this on a live last year. I'm sure a lot of you probably saw me do it or have used it. So I want to, first thing is, where's my little, okay, I have this envelope. I love bank envelopes. I repurpose them a lot. So I was thinking that I wanted to put this here at the end. A lot of times I like things to like flip-flop, you know, and be interactive. But I think for this one, we're gonna tuck some prayers in here. And then I'm gonna use this for a tuck spot on this page. And so that's my plan. So we have to cover this up because this is just a regular thing. So I think I want to start there, and then I've got some napkins. I want to decorate my page, and I have like some papers, different things that we can use to decorate it. I've got some fabrics. So I want to start with the pocket. Nothing, you know, out of the box crazy. This is just normal collaging, things that we've done in the past, but it's always fun, I think, to do it together. And I do have some coffee dyed papers here that I can create. I want to create some tags. I do have a big box, and I thought these would be kind of cool. This pizza box, I got it from Sam's the other day, and it's really big. So I thought I would use some of it and create some tags with it. Well, maybe I can take that out. I started to throw it away because I was like, I don't need another box. I'm trying to do better. That's one of the things that I've been trying to do. I've been on break from work, and I've been trying to work on my house. Been thinking about, you know, the past year, reflecting, like I said, trying to see what I need to do different, where he wants me to go. Many of you know, like, I've had Lisa Boone Designs for many years. I guess since 2018 I started my business, and I'm transitioning a lot. So I started working at the radio station as a contractor in the beginning, and I started helping businesses to advertise, you know, and grow their business. And then I started a show called the Shop Local Show. We've been doing that for a year, and it's very, very rewarding because, I guess I do have a scissors. I can use the scissors. It's very rewarding because I'm able to help a lot of businesses, and we're doing it in such a different way, especially on the Shop Local Show, where businesses get to let people know who they are. You know, it's not just, I think I'm going to just do this. It's not just a brand or a logo. We're more than that. And so allowing people the opportunity to get to know the people behind the business is always a really fun thing. I don't know how I want to do this yet. Maybe this is smaller. So, and then I launched out, and I started, now I'm officially part-time, because I wanted to help. This is a great way that I can really, really help businesses and people. And let me grab this real quick. I want to get these straight. So, you know, I haven't been doing lives like I was, because now I don't have the time, and then I'm drained because, you know, doing all the things. So I've been cutting back, readjusting. I sent an email out to a bunch of people that are in my email list that I'm no longer going to be a retailer. And that was really hard. That was a hard decision to make, because it's something that I have truly, truly loved doing. But, you know, to be honest, I had to cut it because it wasn't really producing. And that's super, super hard when you love something so much and then you realize that you have to let it go. So this is the first time I think I've said this out loud on a live. Okay. But I'm still going to have my website, Lisa Boone Designs. I'm going to be gearing more towards the paper side, the paper crafting. I might have home decor. I don't know. I still have a lot of stuff. I still have a lot of stuff to sell. My buildings, my enclosed trailer, they're full. They're very full. So I still have a lot of furniture because I started off painting furniture. You have become a boxaholic. Yeah, I know. I know. Believe me, like, it's easy to do. Like, I try to keep everything. So now I was supposed to have worked on my room this week while I was off. Actually, I'm gonna collage it first. I didn't get here, so it's a mess in here, and that's one of the things that I want to do, because I've been so all over the place that I have not. Oh, I'm gonna start off with this, because this is already like a master board, so we're gonna use this to cover up these pages. I think that sounds good. So I'm gonna cut this off. It's time to make those hard big girl decisions, and that's what I have been doing. So that's why you haven't really seen me that much, because I've just had so much going on, and it was hard to juggle everything. But I still want to do lives. I love doing it. I love being part of the Crafty Bunch. I love teaching and hearing from you guys. Honestly, I love the whole thing, and you know, I'm hoping that you guys are getting a lot out of it as well, because I definitely do. I love my creative friends. It's changed my whole life, honestly. I mean, from starting the furniture, from all of it. The people that I've met, and I've got to meet a lot in person, have been just life-changing. It's been a lot of fun. So I definitely don't want to give that up. But changes have to be made. And I think that that's what the moral of the story is. Like, nothing can stay the same. Like, there always has to be change. And a lot of times it's not the change that happens on the outside, but it's the change that happens on the inside that's the most important. You know, like I said, at the top of the hour, we talked about how we're always asking God for mercy, or we I guess we should. You know, we have to have that heart posture to ask him to forgive us, to give us mercy when we have failed him. You know, the Israelites, and that's why I started with Daniel, one of the scriptures I read. I'm going to throw that away. See, a lot of times I keep all the scraps. Well, I have too many scraps, so I have to learn that I can't have them all. You have been missed. Oh, thank you. But in Daniel, it talks about how the Israelites were constantly failing God, constantly going to the opposition, constantly doing it in their own merit, the way that they thought it should be done. They neglected his ways. They neglected his teachings. They neglected him in every single aspect. They married people that weren't believers, you know, back then Jewish. How many times do we hook up with people, whether it's a romantic relationship or just a friendship or a partnership in a business? We don't remember to seek him first. We don't remember to ask him, well, what do you think? Should I be lining myself up with this person? Should I be in business? Should I be marrying this person? Should I be dating this person? we forget to ask him these things, and then we get so far off track, and now we've neglected him in every single way. I mean, everyone has done it at some point in their life, or maybe it's something that you're experiencing right now. You know, it's not too late. You know, I always say this, but I've really been thinking a lot about this. If you have breath, he's not done with you. There's still a chance. You're not too far gone. Like, there's still a chance for you to come back to him, just like the prodigal son, and lay it all at his feet and serve him, because that's ultimately what he wants. He wants you to surrender your life to the foot of the cross, to say yes. And it's not just yes, but it's yes and amen. Like, yes, before you ask me the question, yes, I will follow you. I will serve you. And the other thing is, because we often fail, I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. All right, I think I'm going to do this like this. Because we often fail, I'm gonna see. We have to ask not only him for forgiveness and mercy, but sometimes we have to ask people for mercy, you know, because we have failed and we have messed up so badly, and we have to have the courage and the strength to say, I did wrong and I need you to help me. I need you to forgive me. Whatever it is, I'm gonna get this really quickly. So I want to encourage you that it's not too late. No matter what you've done, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've said, no matter what you've participated in, no matter what it looks like, he is there and available for you to go to boldly, ask for forgiveness. And then once you've done that, whether, you know, it's a person or whether it's the Father, and you know what, maybe the person doesn't forgive you, and it's really not about that. It really is about you. Forgiveness is for you, because the Father says that he will forgive you if you forgive others. So we have to first forgive ourselves for the mistakes we've made. We have to forgive, we have to ask for forgiveness, and then whether we get it or not, it is something that's healing for us. And then once we do that, then we have to seek him first in everything that we do. And sometimes we have to go through that process multiple times because we just get it wrong, and it's okay. You know, his mercy and his grace, it's not over. Like, it's a new year, but we still get another chance. We still get another chance if we're breathing. Like, today is a new day. So his mercies are new today. And it's because we need that. We need the strength every day. That's why his mercy is new every day. Because every day is a new day. We get to start over every single day. If you have breath in your lungs, he's not done with you. He's not going to lead you astray either. And I think that that's hard sometimes for us as people to trust, because maybe people have failed us and hurt us, and we don't know him as that well because we haven't surrendered our life, or we're new to the kingdom, and we haven't learned that he's so faithful and he's not a man that he should lie, and we're still figuring it out. You know, I didn't need to do that back one. Maybe I'll do something different. I was going to use it as a flap. We'll see. But at least I have it. And if anything, it's just strengthening this so that it's not flimsy if we put something under. So, see, everything is usable. Even when we make mistakes, it can be fixed, right? And that is the moral of today's story. Let your heart's cry be the one that cries after him to fix your heart, to fix your intentions, to make it so that, I think I want just, let me see. I hate this glue because it's going to, I might be able to use it maybe. All right, we'll see. I messed up my little glue, so I have to only use the glue stick because my art glitter glue, I hadn't used it in a minute, and it messed up, like stainless steel. So let me know what you guys are thinking about for the new year. What are your intentions towards drawing closer to him? Are you guys thinking the same thing, or were you thinking something different? Let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching on replay, let me know what your thoughts are, or what he has been telling you. But I feel like, I mean, we all mess up. We all have fallen short. We all can relate to one another in that sense that this is kind of thin. We're not perfect by any means of the imagination. And we get it wrong so many times. So what are we going to do to correct that? You know, like to not that we're going to be perfect, but I think if our intention is every day, yes to your ways, yes to your thoughts, yes, whatever you ask me, yes, I will say yes before I even know exactly what the full extent is. And most of the time he doesn't even tell us anyway, because if we knew, we wouldn't say yes, right? Like that would have been, that's too hard. I don't want to participate in that because that'll hurt, or that's too hard, it's too difficult, I don't have it in me. But then we realize that when we do say yes, like Nehemiah was a strong leader. There's actually lots of leadership books. I've read several based off of Nehemiah. So if you've never read it, I encourage you to read it. But the reason he was such a strong leader is not because of his training, although he did serve a mighty king. So he had witnessed right ruling and maybe even wrong ruling, but he was a believer. He served a guy who was not a believer, and in the midst of all of that, he learned what not to do, what to do, and he sought the Lord. He prayed about everything, he fasted about everything, and he encouraged so many people. Like, our posture should be the same as Nehemiah. When we hear something, how can I help that? How can I make that better? It doesn't pertain to me, but it does, because they're brother and sister in Christ, or that company or that town. How can I make it better? What can I do to change things, to make it easier for people, or you know, whatever it is. Like, sometimes we only care about ourselves, but Nehemiah shows us that we should be focused on his kingdom. I found that I just need to sit in prayer more often this year. Right, Nicole? Oh my gosh, we have to. And he tells us, you know, I mean, the example of Nehemiah is perfect. All of the Old Testament, you know, Jeremiah, that he was a young person that was used by God to do great and mighty things, and it's because he had a willing heart. He was tender towards the Father, and he wanted to serve him. He wanted to do the right thing, and there were so many. I mean, when you think about all of the people in there, David, even though he messed up so many times, the Father was right there accepting his forgiveness, you know, giving him forgiveness, accepting his, had a contrite heart. That's what he wants. He wants a contrite heart. It's a heart that's broken for him. And so if we want his mercy, we need to seek him first. We need to be about our Father's business. We need to be intentional about seeking him and allowing him to use us. I'm just gonna, I messed up my brushes and everything because I haven't even been in here. My brushes are so messed up. All right, I wanted to use some of this napkin, and I'm just gonna create a water line if I can and rip this because I want to utilize this napkin for a little bit of decoration. I love using napkins in everything. So I think I want to do that. And then we're going to decorate this a little bit. And then I still want to have room where I can jot that scripture down to remind me. To remind me of what my posture needs to look like here in 2026. Who would have, and for the rest of my life really, you know, but one day at a time, 1 year at a time, right? One season at a time. You know, a lot of times we say, like I said earlier, we don't like change. A lot of people don't like change. I've never really understood that because I guess because I've had so much change in my life, and it just makes you more flexible, more adaptable. Everything doesn't have to be the same. Change is actually really good. Let me know if you're one of those people that do not like change. I want to encourage you because change is inevitable. The Father created the earth in seasons. Like, he's showing us that change is good. And it's inevitable. Like, nothing will stay the same. So we can't believe that that's the only way that it should be. I'm gonna do these too. All right, so I think I'm gonna do this one here in this corner, and I might do this one here in the middle maybe, and then this one here. Let's start off with that, and then we're gonna kind of fill in. I know this is gonna go here, and oh, that's upside down. I guess I should have checked. All right, so now I have to pivot. Although sometimes I don't mind if it's upside down. Okay, we're gonna play with that. I don't care about the direction of the words. It doesn't ever bother me, but we'll see. Now, napkins are an awesome thing to use for decoupage because if it's on paper, you can use a glue stick and it's great. But you can also use a decoupage medium and you can just apply it right over. And I love that. And for me, it doesn't have to be perfect because it always reminds me there's nothing that's perfect. Only the Father's perfect. And it's okay. Like, even with my own wrinkles and my own thing, it's okay. Change, that's part of the change, right? That's part of, it's not going to stay the same. Our bodies are not going to stay the same, and growing old is a privilege. It is a privilege. A lot of people don't want to grow old, but it is a privilege that he has given us because the alternative is that we're not here. That's the alternative. And, you know, we want to spend eternity with the Father. I do. And so I always want to do the things that are pleasing to him. And I mess up. And I get frustrated with myself. Like, I know better. Why did I do that? But Paul talks about that. Why do I do the things that I shouldn't do? And then I don't do the things that I should do. And he was, you know, frustrated with himself. But then I think that there's a fine line. Like, we have to move on. Like, David went through that. And, you know, why is my soul so downcast? Like, why am I suffering from depression? Why am I doing, I did this to myself. Like, if I know that he is my God, that I've got mercy, that I've got grace, that I've got his strength, because he says he infuses us with his inner strength. If I know this, then why am I letting all this stuff get to me? The moment that I feel so overwhelmed, or I've done something that I shouldn't have done, I just have to out loud, I surrender. I lift up my hands. That's what surrender means, right? I relinquish all rights to this thing. I can't handle it. The load is too big, whether it's something that happened to me that I did, or something that happened to me that I didn't do, that it happened to me, whether I caused it or not. I have to relinquish the situation to him. And that's why every day he's saying, my mercies are new. My mercies are new for you, because we need his strength. Hey, Linda. We need his inner strength to infuse into us so that we can bear the hard things, so that we can know the right things to do, so that we can have access to his strength and his grace and his mercy, so that we can do the next harder thing. Because it's always about the next best thing, right? The next thing. But in the kingdom, it's about growing and getting stronger and doing the things that maybe we thought we couldn't do, and then we turn back and we're like, wow, and now I'm better for it. Now I did this, and I didn't know I could do it. And now you could do bigger and better things, or more things, or just consistent. Like, how many of us just need to be consistent in our faith? Like, I'm gonna do this. This is what I did on my book. I'm just gonna put some gesso down. And kind of just push back the text. Push it back. It's kind of like our lives. We need to push back the things that we don't need to do. They're still there. The things that we did, they're still there. But we're not going to focus on them. We're going to focus on his word and his truth and what he wants us to do. I have a tissue. I may have thrown it out. All right, let me get another one. I like to clean my things with gesso, because gesso is permanent. So I like to clean that off. So today we're doing Christ and Crafting. Please follow everybody. Up next is going to be Clifton's Crafty Casa. Then Heidi, our Joyful Artistry by Heidi. Then Lydia with Studio Lydia Brigitte Design. Then Carol Adams with Carol Adams Creations. And they're going to be sharing different scriptures about mercy and what mercy means to them as they craft. I love Christ and Crafting, and I hope that you guys do too. We're going to be doing every month, but we're also doing on Sundays. It's going to start at 4 p.m. Travel journal. Wait, what's the name of it? I can't remember. But basically, it's a traveling journal. We're going to be creating journals, and then it's still wet, and then send it. So the very first project today, there's 4 different groups with 4 different themes. So today begins the event, and today is boho, and there's a vintage, there's a junk journal. I'm on the vintage team. So I'm on the 4th Sunday. So, but every first Sunday, there's going to be 2 events, because we have the Christ and Crafting, so it'll end at 3 while we're doing this journal event. The journal is actually for 6 months, so there's 5 people on each team, and we each are going to make a journal cover and then a signature, and we pass it along. And so when the book is complete, all 5 hands have been on it, which I love. I love the idea of that. And we're going to be helping each other out and to create a journal. And I just love that. And then we each get a completed journal. 5 signatures, you know, nice. There's no telling what they're going to look like. They're all going to be different because we're all putting our own spins on it. There's different people in every single group, which I just think it's so good. I know one of my friends, Dina Ray, she's in the vintage group, which I'm glad. She actually lives not too far from me. Dina Ray from, what's the name of her page? She's amazing. Her and her husband, Kenny, they're so, so sweet. So cool. I think I want to embellish this. So I do want to write my prayer. So I think I want to write my prayer out. And then I'm going to color it up. Again, this is my prayer journal. So it's our prayer journal. Friendship journals. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Friendships journal on a journey. Thank you. Yes, that's the name of the event. I just love this idea so, so much. Oh, I did want to, before I do that, I do want to take this and spritz on here. This is something that, it's Lindy's Moon Shadow Mist. I have some of these on my website. This stuff is so cool. It's powder. You just add water and then you just shake it. And I have all different colors. Super, super cool stuff. So I just wanted to put that down as a background. And I'm going to add a little bit more, but I wanted to have I don't know how that's going to affect my pen. I don't want it to, Designs by Dina. Yes, Designs by Dina. She is so awesome. She lives like 30 minutes from me. And I've got to meet her and her husband. They're so sweet. So her children are related to my husband, we found out. Because her children are Boons. It's a small, small world, y'all. Small, small world. And that's why it matters, you know. Like, the Father cares about how we treat people, the things that we do, how we talk to people. And those are the things that our heart's cry needs to be. I want to serve you more. I want to serve you better. I want to, you know what I should have done? I should have put this lace in between the pages. That would have been pretty. And I can still do that. I think I'm going to do that. Well, I'm going to glue this on here and then add one more page. And then that would just stick out. That would be pretty. Yes, we're going to do that. I know I'm not going to have time to do that today with you, but I'm definitely going to do that. And I've got some scraps. I wanted to create a tag. So I think on my tag, I'm going to write out this one scripture. My iPad timed out again. And it, again, doesn't matter. Use your handwriting regardless. Give ear, O Lord, to my prayer. And attend to the voice of my supplications. Supplications. And that's Psalm 86:6. And it's basically saying, attend to my cry for mercy. I'm going to put a little sticker or something on the bottom of that. Let's see what I have. But let's do that. Let's ask him to attend to our cry, to hear us, to give us mercy. When we need it, he gives it to us. But when we've done something wrong, when we have shifted and gone astray. Let's come back. Let's come back and have, let's see. Oh, I have 2 of these. Like, let's hear him. I'm gonna see. I might do something like that. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how we do this. So I just wanted to kind of collage this a little bit. Ooh, this sack contains special delivery. Yes, right? Special delivery. Because it's prayer requests that we're going to put in here. So again, if you have a prayer request, I would love to hear, and I can add this to my page. And if you have a praise report, I would love to hear that as well. I'm going to add some different fabrics on here. It's 10:55. All right, I'm going to see if I can't. It might be too much. Too thick. No, too thick. I don't like straight edges. I don't know why I don't, but I don't. I think it just looks better. And then I like that the page was torn, so like it's sticking out like that. I like that. I'm gonna, so again, your homework, if you want it, read Psalm 103. And if you really want to go in depth, read Nehemiah. Read the book of Nehemiah. A lot of people, I think, forget about the Old Testament. They only read the New Testament. I've done that in the past. Like, I just want to read the New Testament, or maybe Psalms and Proverbs, or, you know, but we learn so much about his character in the Bible when we read the Old Testament, because he's so faithful. If he gave mercy to, I can use this glue, to David, when David committed adultery, and then he killed someone to cover up his adultery. Like, you know, Paul in the New Testament killed Christians because he was a zealot and he thought he was doing the right thing. If he forgave and gave them all mercy, and even when they still continued to mess up, it's okay. He's got it for you too, because his mercy is new every day for us, so that we can continue on and do the hard things, because it's hard to follow Christ. If you think it's, oh, well, now my life's going to get easier because I surrendered my life to the foot of the cross, and I said yes to his and yes to his ways, it's going to be so easy. That's not the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy. It's hard to follow, to pick up your cross and follow after him. People will make fun of you. People will disown you. People will fail you. Even believers, even people who claim to be believers and followers of Christ will fail you, because we're all human. So we need his mercy to carry us through all the trials and tribulations, I'm not going to do this one, all of the changes that are inevitable, all of the adversities. We desperately need his mercy. And so I hope that it will encourage you. I want to put a little bit of black. We don't have street edges. We all have jagged edges. Yes, we all have. It's all the curves. It's all of the trials and tribulations, all of the things that we go through that really makes us who we are. It makes us stronger. We're better for the hard stuff. We're better for it. At least want to get this straight. Ish. We're better for it. We're always, because then we can look back and we can be like, okay, that wasn't so bad. Like, it was when I was going through it. But then I realized, you know what? I need to share her in. I got through it, through his grace and mercy. I got through it, and he'll get me through it again. That's just how it is. All right, so let me share in. It's Clifton, sorry girl, Clifton's Crafty Gasa. I'm gonna, all right, she's live. I'm gonna share her in. It's always hard when I have to share myself in, especially because my internet is not working, so I can't even bring my laptop, which is the best way to do this, but I shared her in. So guys, go over and check her out. Make sure you follow everybody. And I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be more strategic. We're going to have a lot of fun this year in Christ and Crafting. All right, guys, have a blessed day.